Hey guys, we've got muscle ups in the WOD for tomorrow, and sometimes we lose a lot of time in class going over the different modifications to that movement. So I thought it might be beneficial for a lot of people to just show you guys what a muscle up is, show you the skill transfer stuff that we're going to do before class, sort of as the movement prep portion of class, and then show you the modifications to the movement that we're going to utilize during the WOD itself. For those people that do see this, the idea is that you'll be thinking about this a little bit the night before, or at least before your class, so that you have an idea of what modification is best for you. And additionally, I would like you to think about how you can help people who don't see the video and are standing here and really just have no idea what mod is going to be best for them. So real quick, for those people that don't know, I just want to demonstrate a muscle up. It's where we pull ourselves from underneath the rings to on top of the rings in one fluid movement. We start knuckles out. We start with a disengaged elbow and a disengaged shoulder, and we end at a full lockout on top of the rings. It looks like this. A lot of athletes are developing that movement, but a lot of people are not quite there yet. So the first thing we're going to do, Jen, can you get a picture of the rings? We're going to set up some rings to, I guess mid-chest is a good height, but it's going to vary obviously depending on how tall you are. We're going to do some skill transfer stuff. Primarily, we're going to focus on that middle portion of the movement where we rotate from underneath the rings to on top of the rings. Okay, that tends to be the most challenging part. You're going to start with your feet just flat on the floor. Your torso is going to be upright because we never start from a hang leaning back like that. We want to be as upright as possible. We're going to get into the false grip, and I'll show you what the false grip is in class, but it's basically a regular grip turned in like that. And the whole objective here is to focus on pulling the rings in tight to the middle of the chest and then rotating on top to the bottom of a dip position. Okay? I don't want you to pull through to the top of a dip position because that's just unrealistic for when you actually get hanging on real rings. So this is what the this is what the skill transfer portion is going to look like. False grip, pull into the middle of the chest, rotate out on top into the bottom of a dip, and from here, whether you're strong enough to do a regular dip, that's great. If you're not, you can just do a jumping dip. And you're just trying to drill what it's like to actually pull yourself from underneath the set of rings to on top. I've demonstrated in kind of slow motion, but when you're actually doing it in the skill transfer part of class tomorrow, I'd like you to think about it as a little bit faster and a little bit more deliberate. It's going to look like this in real time. And then from here again, regular dip or a jumping dip. When we get into the actual WOD, the scaled modification technically is 3-to-1, where we do 3 ring dips, 3 pull-ups for every 1 muscle up prescribed in the workout. Within that modification, as most of you guys know, there are scaled versions of the ring dip for people who struggle on that movement. It is very challenging. The dynamic plane makes it a kind of a skill movement, and a lot of people just don't have it quite yet. So I want to show you a couple of the ring dip modifications. The first one is just having your feet flat on a box. And again, we're looking to have your torso in a vertical position because, once more, we don't do a ring dip sitting back like this. So you're going to bend at the knee, bend at the hip, use as much leg as you need to, full lockout. Okay, that's what we're going for. To make it a little bit more challenging, you can inch the box out. To make it a little bit easier, you can put the box underneath you and just stand up on top of it. And again, you're just using as much leg as you need to so that you can... say again?
One more time.
Oh yeah, sure. Feet flat on the box, bent at the hip and the knee, torso is vertical, shoulder gets below the elbow, and we press out. Okay? Come here a little bit, Jen. For those people that feel a little bit more confident on the rings, want to sort of start to feel what this travel feels like, the dynamic plane, we can string up a band. If you can get a close-up of that. You can string up a band just like the way we would on a pull-up bar, okay, on the left side or on either ring. Put your hand through the other loop. Just grab the ring. We've created a little bit of a cradle here for us to rest in. I'm not going to demonstrate. I've got leg hair. It's going to tear it right off. But I'd like you to put one knee in, have one foot down, just in case we need you to dismount quickly. The band has a tendency to sway a little bit, and I don't want anyone tipping over the front. So again, one knee in, one foot down. You can do as many ring dips as you need to, and you can use whatever band you need to offer as much assistance as necessary, okay? For those people that just aren't ready for the rings, and there are people that are in that position, We've got a great parallel bar station over here. Thank you, Greg and Jeff Brawley, for putting this thing together. basically, for those of you that haven't used it, it's just another dip station, except instead of a dynamic plane, we've got a static plane. It's not going to go anywhere. You're going to feel a lot more confident on top of this. The dip itself doesn't really change. The mechanics are very similar. We're looking for shoulder well below the elbow, full lockout at the top, and Jen, come on in real quick. Same thing as with the rings. A great modification is you can strap a band in the same way we would on a pull-up bar. Hand through the other side. And once more, my leg hair hasn't gone anywhere. I'm not going to demonstrate, but you would put one knee in, one leg down. I don't want anyone tumbling over the top, so really be careful about that. And those are the modifications. So once more, we're going to do skill transfer for about 15 minutes. We're focusing on that middle portion of the movement. For those people that aren't quite ready to do muscle-ups as prescribed, it's a 3-to-1 modification, 3 ring dips, 3 pull-ups for every 1 muscle-up prescribed in the workout tomorrow. And then therein, we've got modifications for the ring dip itself, feet flat on the box, a strap between 2 rings, the static dip station, and then finally we've got band-assisted static dips. If you have any more questions about this movement or aren't really sure about which modification is best for you, send it into the website, and either Mike or I will respond to you as soon as we can. Thanks a lot, guys.